I think I'm gonna start. I think I might rewatch Bleach. Apparently, well, it's the 1,000-Year Blood War arc is being animated through, and I think they might be doing a completely new like arc for the manga. So I'm thinking that maybe, I don't know, I might just go through it again and see how it holds up. I've said this before, but Bleach was one of the first real anime that I ever got into, so going through it again would be fun, I think. I think that'd be pretty neat. I like it, I'm not. It's my favorite. This is my favorite anime, and I like One Piece, and I like My Hero Academia. That glare is gonna be it. This is Todd, and this is the Nothingcast, and if you can't already tell, I got a camera. Well, I don't have a camera. I got a webcam set up, and I think I'm gonna need to get a better one, because this one is kind of garbo. Doesn't really look too great. But yeah, we're back with the Nothingcast. I'm on screen. I have to wear pants now, which kind of sucks. I can't play with my balls anymore. Can't have my dick out. You know, but sacrifices need to be made at some point. Maybe part of the problem is I just have a super fucking shiny scalp. If I wear a nice little hat, maybe. This was gonna be part of my Walter White costume. Oh, I never got to wear it. No, that glare's still there. How does it look with the lights off? It's a mess in here right now. It's like, oh, how's that? I think it's a little easier to see. Maybe if I open the curtains and... There we go. There's some nice lighting. Well, nicer. But yeah, I'm going to be doing this from now on, and maybe working towards getting a better set. It's weird being on camera because I think I want to, like, maybe face this way, but I keep, like, I keep facing the camera and looking at it, but I know that's not a good thing to... That's not a habit you want to get into when it comes to... Well, I don't know. Maybe... Please leave me some tips and tricks for this sort of thing, because I very obviously have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but, you know, that's alright. Who does? I was on vacation for a bit, so I didn't really get the chance to do a whole lot of recording. I think uploads are going to be a bit spaced out a bit more, just so I can work on some more stuff, both for the channel and outside of the channel, just because it's kind of hard to... It's difficult to sit down and do these things when I need to do them. I like doing it, but it's just... I don't know, it makes things very complicated. I need to get better at doing it, and I need a new chair that doesn't. You've probably picked this up, but like... Oh, now it's not going to do it. It's very noisy. We need a nice, quiet little area, and I don't have that at the moment. Yes, I was on vacation. I went to Virginia Beach, and it was fucking amazing. Lovely place. Had a lot of nice food. I went to this really sick aquarium they had there. The Virginia Beach Aquarium. Uh, really cool. A lot of cool stuff. Saw some really crazy shit. They had some cool sea turtles and all sorts of cool little sea critters. They had two different buildings, and between the two was like a boardwalk area that was like it was long enough, a nice stroll, but it was like in a marshy area, so there was a lot of mud. There was like a beach why. Um, yeah, it was like a swampy area, so they had a lot of like not seabirds, but like swamp birds. Like there were some herons. There was a cormorant there. Really cool stuff. If you look down, when I was on the boardwalk on one of uh, on the boardwalk, if you look down, it was really crazy. When you look down in the mud, you would see these glimmers of stuff all over the ground, and it was thousands, thousands of crabs, dude. All crabs. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. And speaking of seeing things, you're going to be able to see me when I want to look at stuff. I can see my little notebook. This is the book I use when I want to draw people naked. Here's a picture of me naked in here. You're not going to see it, but I get to see it. I get to see the pictures of people I draw naked. But yeah, they had something at that aquarium that I never thought I'd see something like this ever. They had this thing called, and they had a tenrec. Now what a tenrec is, it's this little critter from Madagascar, I think, that looks like a hedgehog. It's completely unrelated to hedgehogs, though. It's not. Tenrecs are completely unrelated to hedgehogs, but they look the exact same and act the exact same. I'm probably never going to see something like that again in my life, and the fact that I got to see it was really fucking cool. I wish I personally took a picture of it, but what I will do is I'll put a picture on screen just to show what a tenrec is, because that was insane. That was an insane thing to see. Like, the aquarium had like the aquarium had a little vet area, and that's where that tenrec was. It was like a little baby one. It was real cute. The fact that I got to see something like that, I'm at a loss for words, because it was genuinely one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Seeing an animal so obscure and so, not well known in person was the coolest. That was probably the coolest animal I've ever seen at a zoo. That was really fucking sweet. While I was there, I also managed to go to this nice antique place they had there. I'll put a couple pictures up, maybe. But yeah, really cool place. They had a whole bunch of crazy shit. Like, one area would be Star Wars, and one area would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and one area would be anime themed. It was really fucking sick. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I kept my word and actually went to one of these antique places, and I'm definitely going to do it again at some point when I have more money, because that was really cool. What else? Oh, we went to this Beatles restaurant, which sounds kind of lame, but it was actually pretty fucking amazing. The food was really fucking good. I had this nice crab sandwich that was just phenomenal. I don't know if it was. I have a buddy who one of his big pet peeves is he doesn't like uh, substitution crab or whatever it's called. I really don't care. That crab was good, man. I'm assuming it was real crab just because it was on the beach, but if it wasn't, I'm not gonna complain too much because that was a good ass sandwich. That was some good fucking eatins. I was real happy with that. I would definitely go there again. I would consider living there if it wasn't so fucking expensive. It was pretty pricey. I think the only thing that really kind of stunk, the only pet peeve I had, is on the boardwalk area. People would ride their bikes. It's always cyclists. Cyclists will ruin everything they're around. They're like a disease, they're like a plague. But cyclists, you'd be walking, and they have their own cycling lane. They have a complete road for themselves, but they'll use up the boardwalk area just because, and they'll pass right by you. There was this one guy who literally, like, inches away from me passed by me, and I was jacked. I considered just, doing a little hold out my arm, I wouldn't have, it would have been on him, dude. I made a mistake. It was accidental. Oops, I'm sorry. Shouldn't be riding your bike on the boardwalk, man. It really is a fucking, like, pigsty in here. I need to get some stuff cleaned up. There's just unopened packs of Pokemon cards. There's all sorts of junk. Yeah, there's a mini fridge in here. It's not plugged in. It's not... Yeah, I just need to clean this up. But I wasn't planning on recording this way, so, I didn't really... Yeah, I didn't really plan this out the way I should. I just... I need to get my ass in gear with some of these things, and to do that, something you really need to do. Nike, just do it, You can probably see behind my balding head, I got my iconic Funko Pops. I have some over on my table here too. Those are my One Piece ones. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna clean this place up real nice. And hopefully I can get an actual, dedicated recording room, because this is kind of just like a whatever room at the moment. But yeah, the beach was nice. I needed that vacation. I'm gonna be going on another trip here soon. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, what else is new? What else is new? That's gonna be the channel, or the... Sorry, I've had the sniffles real bad recently. I think my allergies are fucking bending me over and having their way with my nostrils. I've seen this thing on TikTok. You might have seen it. There's this woman, this Disney woman. A Disney adult. One of the worst things you'll ever see. It's very strange seeing someone like that in a fandom that isn't like anime, because when you think about a person like that, you usually assume, oh, that's like a huge anime fan, that's a One Piece fan, or like one of those My Hero Academia people. But no, these are Disney adults. These are people obsessing over Wall-E and The Incredibles, which they're good movies, but like... Anyways, on TikTok, there's this woman who is obsessed with Peter Pan to the point where she will just it's incredibly difficult to watch, but she'll go to Disney World on like a daily basis and just follow the Peter Pan actors and bother them all day. All day she'll do this. It's genuinely, I don't get it. I don't get how, I don't understand how people can afford it. Because obviously she's not the only person who is like that. Like I said with the anime stuff, but like going to Disney World every single day and doing that is insane. The amount of money that goes into something like that is not. It's not worth it. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, Disney's stupid." I know I just said about the Disney adult thing, but with Disney adults, it really is like there's being obsessed and then there's taking things too far, in my opinion. Like I like Pokemon, but I'm not gonna, you know, uh, go to Japan and harass people at the Pokemon National Park or whatever. There's a line you need to draw, and with this woman, this individual, she is just she's just a crazy bitch. I don't know what else to tell you. Obviously, it's bananas. I feel so bad for those actors. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with having likes and things that you enjoy to the point where you collect a bunch of shit and spend all your time doing it. But I think the point when you're bothering people publicly on a daily basis, how is that uh how is that appropriate? It's not appropriate. It's a I don't know. I couldn't I don't understand it. It's so fucked. I I thinking about it hurts my brain because it's just one of those things that you really can't. I don't know. I do not know. Peter Pan. That's a really weird thing too. That's the character you're going to be obsessed with. Peter Pan, the the boy who never ages. Ooh, yikes. That's the. Are you sure you don't want to be obsessed with any other character at Disney World, Star Wars, Marvel? That Peter Pan's the one you want? Are you sure? Okay. Whatever. It's it's bananas. It's really bananas. I don't I don't approve of it. I do not approve. I do not condone. There's a cricket outside that I'm gonna need to. Can you pick that up? Can you hear it? It's out there. It's taunting me. It's telling me that I need to move on from Peter Pan. Was there a cricket in Peter Pan? No, that was Mulan. Mulan had the cricket. The cricket and the Eddie Murphy dragon. That's what it was. I was just about to do a very inappropriate impression. So I'm gonna move on. I had to stop myself before I made a fool of myself. A common. The cricket stopped. Good. Good, good, good. What do we have to talk about? What do we have? Oh, I have something I'd like to rate. I think I've talked about it before, but I really like Delicious in Dungeon, the anime. So I sat down and read the manga the other day because season 2's coming out next year, and I was like, I just want to, get through the whole thing and sit through it, and I did. And you know what? I enjoyed it. Nice little 100 chapter read. Nothing wrong with that. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it not a 9, maybe not an 8, 7. 7 out of 10. Solid read, nothing mind-blowing, but, it's fun, and that's what you need sometimes. You need some just quality fun, and I'm really excited to see it animated for season 2. But, yeah, I think that's a fair rating, 7 out of 10 for Delicious in Dungeons. I think once I finish collecting, once I get caught up on collecting One Piece, I think I might start collecting the Delicious in Dungeon manga, and then go from there. I have a bunch of manga I want to collect. What I really need is I would love to have one of those massive library bookshelves, but I just don't have the room for it. A massive library bookshelf filled with lame shit that I enjoy. And you know what, too? It'll be a secret door. Secret passageway. I mean, that's the basic. That's iconic. It's not basic. How many people do you know who have that? I'm sure P. Diddy had one, but on his bookshelf it was Baby Oil and Platinum Records. I wonder how many prolific individuals of that degenerate. Epstein had to have had a secret. He had those tunnels. He had to have had a secret bookshelf or something that led into a dungeon, a sick little dungeon of some sort. Now I don't want one of those bookshelves because thinking of that just soured my opinion of it. What the fuck? That wasn't my chair. That was like a weird bird. That was a weird fucking bird. That's another problem I'm going to have while doing this, while recording, is staying focused and staying on task, because otherwise I'm just going to have a shit ton of editing to do. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, but I'm excited. I'm excited to do this new format. Maybe we'll get some more guests on. I think people like that. I like that. I've said it before, I think, but having other people on makes talking a lot easier. Because we can talk about other things besides One Piece and Pokemon. Or we'll just talk about One Piece and Pokemon regardless of what they want, This is my goddamn podcast. Speaking of Pokemon, I was thinking about all the episodes that have been, banned or shelved, and it's really, I saw this clip. I was thinking about how Tauros is one of my favorite Pokemon of the 151, and I've told that story several times, so I won't tell it again, but it's such a good, amazing Pokemon that Ash caught 30 of them. And I was like, why don't you ever see that in the anime? Because that episode that was in got, banned. They didn't show that. And I looked into it, and apparently, one, Ash almost gets shot, which is fun, but Meowth decided to dress up as a certain individual, a certain little character. I say a character, it was a real person. Meowth decided to dress up as Hitler. The World War II one. Not sure why. I would love to show you, but I have a feeling that I'd get into some trouble with YouTube for it. So just take my word for it and look it up, because it's something. You know, it's always it's always jarring when you see a cartoon do something like that. Like, obviously Disney and Looney Tunes did that, but that was at the time. You know, that was around the time that stuff was happening. So seeing Meowth dress up as the Adolf Hitler, it's really fucking, you gotta question what was going on in people's heads back then. And by back then I mean 1999. What were they thinking? Mm. Yeah, it's bananas. Obviously there's the most famous band episode, the Porygon episode, that, you know, gave a bunch of Japanese children seizures because of the flashing lights. That's the classic. That's iconic. So iconic that you don't see Porygon in the series ever again. In the show, you don't see Porygon ever again after that episode. And if I don't think, at least as far as I'm aware, I haven't kept up with like the new show that they're doing with the new characters. So maybe Porygon's in that, but I just know for like the Ash series of Pokemon, you never see Porygon or its evolutions again. And it's all because that demon, that evil, vile creature, that spawn of Satan that all the televangelists were right about, gave those poor, innocent Japanese children strokes and seizures, even though it was Pikachu who shot the missile and Porygon had nothing to do with it. He was just the main Pokemon in the episode. But how dare they? How fucking dare they? Unbelievable. I think, if I remember correctly, the episode with the giant Tentacruel got shelved for a while because it knocked down a building, and then 9/11 happened. So they were like, yeah, maybe that's not... Ooh, maybe that one isn't... Maybe we'll have to keep that one on the back burner, because... Yeah. Yeah, people don't... bad timing. Bad optics. Tentacruel. How dare you predict the future? I think. Now that would have been way before. So yeah, it did predict the future. Tentacruel. I don't know why Nintendo decides to use those Pokemon anymore. They're insensitive. Dude, do you know? Yeah, no. That was a bad tangent to go on. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I completely lost my train of thought because of that. I apologize. That was rough. I think after recording this, I talk like a fucking toddler, dude. It drives me crazy. Peter Piper picked a patch of... Fuck! Peter Piper picked a patch of purple peppers. How many peppers did Peter Piper pick? Peter Piper picked a patch of purple peppers. How many peppers? Fuck! Peter Piper picked a patch of purple peppers. How many purple peppers did Peter Piper pick? There we go. There we go. I'm doing this towards the end of the episode rather than before I even record. We do things a little bit differently in this podcast. We're ahead of the curve. We only talk about gross shit and lame anime. Yeah. But yeah, I think I still haven't seen Spider-Man. I want to. I think instead I'm gonna push that to the side and go see the Paw Patrol dinosaur movie. I think I'm gonna see the Paw Patrol dinosaur movie, and see all the dinosaurs and the dogs hang out and go on adventures and all sorts of stuff. I think I'm gonna see that instead of Spider-Man. I think I'm gonna see that instead. They released a trailer for Vision Quest today, the Vision show, and I'm kind of like, okay, whatever. I'm kind of indifferent to it. I think, I don't know, I just don't think, I just kind of think Marvel should give up on the, well, I don't think they should give up on the shows completely, but, like, I just think I'm not interested, unfortunately. I mean, they brought Ultron back, which is cool, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I just haven't seen enough to be like, "Oh!" Do the old soy jack face and point at the screen, but yeah, I don't know. Apparently they're doing a Coco 2 for some reason, which is, I don't know. I mean, I get it. These sequels bring in a lot of money, and these original movies that everyone's been doing. It's not, Disney is the face of it, but everyone's doing it. It just, I don't know. Maybe I've just grown out of movies. Maybe I'm just too good for them. Maybe instead I should be, I don't know, watching nothing but documentaries. I love a good documentary. I'm going to get out of character for a second and say that a good documentary, ooh, you know me, getting my Snuggie, pop some popcorn. I hate popcorn, actually. I don't hate popcorn, I'm just not a big fan. Popcorn is for special occasions, like vodka. Vodka's for special occasions. Sorry, I went into like a trance, dude. Mm, I have vodka before lunch, after lunch, and before dinner and after dinner. I have vodka 5 times a day. It's not an addiction, even though I have the shakes. And if you say otherwise, I'm gonna drive to your house while drinking vodka. Okay? I think that's gonna be the end of the episode. Um, yeah. Yes, it will. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, punch that like button, and I'll see you all in the next episode of the Nothingcast, or maybe in another video. See you later, bros.